Precisely 1:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Sharifa Tahir. Headlines. Main 9 rivers are in spill level. Minor flood warning in the next few days. 4,500 people of 12 districts have been affected by bad weather condition. The higher grades of schools have reopened. Health sector points out that there is an increase in COVID-infected cases. Father Cyril Gamini will not be arrested. The Maldives president arrives in the island. Chinese fertilizer company demands $8 million in damages. News overseas, UK pledges £290 million to help poorer countries cope with climate change. Local news in detail. The Irrigation Department's Hydrology Division has issued a pre-flood warning for people living in low-lying flood-prone areas near 9 river basins to stay vigilant due to the prevailing inclement weather conditions and rising water levels. It said that considering the current weather situation prevailing in the country, weather forecast for the next few days by the Meteorological Department and current water storage situation prevailing in major reservoirs, there is a considerable probability of flood situations occurring in low-lying flood-prone areas in some river basins. It has also been identified that more than 4,500 people in 12 districts have been affected by the bad weather condition. 5 deaths have been reported and 2 were missing. Ratnapura, Karagol, Kandy, Nuwara, Matale, Mullaitivu, Jaffna, Mannar, Badulla, Puttalam, Gaul and Trincomalee districts have been affected by the incessant rains. The landslide warnings issued to the 8 districts have been further extended. The Regional Irrigation Engineering Office of Gampaha said that the water level of Attanagalu Oya has reached flood level by this morning. The educational activities of grades 10 to 13 of government schools in the island have commenced. Our correspondents say that there is a reduction in the arrival of students due to the current prevailing rainy condition. The Ministry of Education hopes to open schools under several stages. It is believed that the grades 6 to 9 will be opened under 3 stages. The health sector points out that there is some increase in reporting of COVID-infected persons. It is between a 5 to 7% increase. This has been caused due to the manner people spent their past holiday weekend. The health sector also stated that the gravity of the situation can be seen in another 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the COVID deaths buried at the Ottamavadi COVID cemetery has increased up to 3,200. The Chinese company which supplied the controversial stock of organic fertilizer has sent a letter of demand seeking $8 million in damages for the additional director of the National Plant Quarantine Services of Sri Lanka. Qingdao Seawind Biotech Group Company Limited has sent the letter of demand to Dr. W.A.R.T. Wickramarachchi, additional director of the National Plant Quarantine Service of the Department of Agriculture. In the letter of demand sent through its local lawyers, Qingdao Seawind Biotech Group Company Limited wants some failure to pay the said sum in 3 days would result in legal action. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation giving you the news.
A range of unmatched benefits with People's Credit Cards from People's Bank.
Continuing with more stories here at home, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has implemented several schemes to assist COVID-19 affected borrowers through financial institutions supervised by the CBSL. The schemes included extended repayment periods, concessionary rates of interest, working capital loans, debt moratoriums, and rescheduling of credit facilities for affected borrowers. These concessions greatly assisted the small and medium enterprises of many affected sectors, such as tourism, apparel, plantation, information technology, logistic service providers, three-wheeler owners, operators of school vans, lorries, small goods transport vehicles and buses, and private sector employees. In line with the concessionary schemes implemented by the CBSL, FIs have approved over 2.9 million requests for concessions which exceeded 4,000 billion rupees. These concessions, which were extended until 31st of next month by licensed banks and until 31st of March 2022 by non-bank financial institutions, have helped to support the above groups who face financial difficulties due to loss of jobs, reduction of incomes, contraction of business operations, closure of businesses. An extensive program has been prepared to safeguard the Muthurajavala by the Environment, Wildlife and Urban Development Ministry. This has been stated by State Minister Nalaka Godaheva in Parliament today. It will be developed as Ramsar wetland. In the meantime, Maldives President Ibrahim Mohammed Soleh arrived at the Katunayake International Airport this morning for a 2-day official visit in Sri Lanka. He will participate as the chief guest of the Four Corner Football Tournament, which is to be conducted on behalf of the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa Trophy. That's on local news.
A range of unmatched benefits with People's credit cards from People's Bank. Discounts up to 60% and interest-free installment plans from selected merchants.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddha Lepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddha Lepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddha Lepa Vidya Mahatmya.
The Criminal Investigations Department today informed the Supreme Court that Reverend Father Cyril Gamini Fernando will not be arrested at this moment. The CID informed the court of this through the Attorney General's Department when the fundamental rights petition filed by Father Cyril Gamini seeking an injunction order preventing him from being arrested was taken up today. Appearing on behalf of the CID's director, Additional Solicitor General Rohantha Abesurya pledged before the court that there were no plans to arrest Reverend Father Cyril Gamini at this moment. He stated that following the conclusion of investigations, a decision on this is expected to be taken based on the advice of the Attorney General.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddha Lepa Vidya Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddha Lepa.
This is Watchlight.
Colombo Port City Management says that information has been received that some groups are earning money fraudulently by saying that they will be providing job opportunities at the Colombo Port City by mentioning information in various social media networks. The Port City Management requests the people not to get caught for such propagation.
Coming up, World News.
World News headlines. UK pledges £290 million to help poorer countries cope with climate change. Iraqi Prime Minister al-Kadhimi survives drone attack at his home. US to reopen borders to vaccinated travellers after 20 months. World News in detail. The UK is pledging £290 million to help poorer countries cope with the impact of climate change as the COP26 Climate Change Summit enters its second week. Government ministers from around the world are in Glasgow for more talks. They will discuss how to support poorer countries and if reparations for damage from natural disasters should be paid. Poorer nations have called for financial help, arguing they are already suffering and will be worst affected by climate change. Developing countries have historically contributed a very small proportion of the damaging emissions driving climate change, while wealthy while currently the wealthiest 1% of the global population account for more than double the combined emissions of the poorest 50%. Iraqi Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi has said he escaped unhurt after a drone attack on his home inside Baghdad's high-security green zone. A drone laden with explosives struck the building, injuring 6 of his bodyguards in an apparent assassination attempt, officials said. Mr. Kadhimi called for calm and restraint from everyone. The attack, which comes after violent unrest over recent election results, was condemned by both the US and Iran. Security sources say 3 drones were used in the attack, launched from near Republic Bridge on the river Tigris, but 2 were shot down. Finally, on world news, the US is reopening its borders on Monday to double-jab foreign visitors, ending a 20-month entry ban. The ban was imposed by former President Donald Trump due to COVID-19. It has affected non-US citizens from over 30 countries, including the UK and EU states, separating families and stalling tourism. Airlines are expecting a flood of visitors as restrictions are lifted for those who are fully vaccinated and undergo testing and contact tracing. It feels good, says Jerome Thommen, head of Paris-based travel agency Jet Set Voyages. He told Reuters news agency, saying his team has seen an incredible upturn in bookings.
Development news.
Valikanda Nelam-Vava Road has been developed and invested with the public under the 100,000 kilometers of rural road development program. More than 15 million rupees has been spent for the development of the road. This program was initiated under the supervision of the Road Development Authority within the 6-month period.
Moving on with sports news.
The West Indies cricket team has arrived in the island this morning to participate for 2 test matches. Craig Bandwaite is the captain of the team. They will join in a 3-day training session in Colombo on the 14th. Several players who participated at the T20 World Cricket Championship tournament is included at the pool. In the meantime, another match of the T20 World Championship Cricket Tournament will begin at 7:30 p.m. tonight in Dubai. This match is not much significant as the 2 teams have already been removed from the tournament. India and Namibia are competing today. Ravi Shastri is scheduled to retire after this match.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 co-sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U-Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The Arcery Surgical Hospital PLC company, which is registered at the Colombo stock market, has decided to pay dividends for the shareholders of the company. The company is paying ₹1.20 for each voting shares that has been issued by the company. This is the first intermediate dividends provided by the company for the financial years, which is to be ended on the 31st of March next year.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 co-sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
And on economic news, despite the COVID epidemic, Sri Lankan Airlines has introduced direct flights to 8 new destinations. Tourism Minister Prasanna Ranatunga stated that Sri Lankan Airlines intends to commence flights to 5 proposed destinations in the future. Minister Ranatunga made this observation at a special discussion held in Paris recently on the occasion of the launch of new flights between Sri Lanka and France after 6 years. Representatives of several leading travel companies in France were present at the event. Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning. With video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
And on the weather report, the Met Department says that cloudy skies will prevail over most parts of the island. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times over most parts of the island. Very heavy showers above 150 millimeters are likely at some places in western, northwestern and Sabaragamu provinces and in Nuwara and Kandy districts. Heavy showers about 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in Uva and northern provinces and in Matale, Gaul and Mathura districts. Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning. With video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
Back to the headlines. Main 9 rivers are in spill level. Minor flood warning in the next few days. 4,500 people of 12 districts have been affected by the bad weather condition. The higher grades of schools have reopened. Health sector points out that there is an increase in COVID-infected cases. Father Cyril Gamini will not be arrested. The Maldives president arrives in the island. Chinese fertilizer company demands $8 million in damages. Finally, on world news, UK pledges £290 million to help poorer countries cope with climate change. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news.